Hi everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is my first video, as you can probably tell, and yeah, I don't know why I feel so nervous. I post on TikTok all the time and make videos, so not sure why this is feeling a little bit different, but it is. But anyhow, so for those of you who don't know me, I already post my content on TikTok and have been doing so now for the last year and a half, which is doing really well. But we're looking to grow and expand and also bring my content over to YouTube, which I have been pestered, not pestered, that's a bit rude, encouraged is the better word, by lots of the people that follow me on TikTok to start a YouTube channel, and they have told me that they think I'd be really good at it, so we shall see. For anyone who doesn't know my story or what I talk about, I spend a lot of my time talking about prison. And the reason being for this is that I actually have served a prison sentence myself. And also I talk about all of my experiences around the criminal justice system. And then in addition to that, I touch on other issues that I've faced leading up to going to prison. And then now I also like to talk about my life after prison. So if you're wondering what to expect from my channel, that is going to be the majority, the main content on my channel is going to be prison related. But also in addition to that, I'm really keen to show what my life is like now after prison, and to inspire and motivate and encourage people that after going to prison, there is still a life to be had. So I will be vlogging maybe on a daily basis, weekly basis. I'm going to be uploading a video once a week. So yeah, we should be looking at lots of content. So, but I didn't want to just keep it solely prison related. So I wanted to show more of myself, which sometimes can be quite difficult on TikTok, because at least with YouTube, you can record pretty much for as long as you want. So this first video that I'm doing is not going to be extremely long. It's just more so a bit of an introduction and a little bit of backstory about me. So yeah, so why it all started, me posting on social media, as mentioned, I went to prison. So back in 2015, I was arrested for conspiracy to supply Class A. So for anyone who doesn't know what that means, that is the supplying of a Class A substance. So in my case, it was cocaine. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is she having a laugh? But no, I'm being deadly serious. The reason it definitely wasn't a career path that I had ever expected myself to go down. But the reason behind it and how I found myself in that situation, unfortunately, was due to an abusive relationship that I was in at the time, which was extremely controlling, extremely manipulative, so much coercive control. And, you know, obviously a lot of people think that, well, you knew what you was doing was wrong. You know, why didn't you just leave that situation? Why did you stay in it? Why did you do what you did? There's all why. But the reality of it is, when you are in a situation like that, and for anyone out there who has been in an abusive relationship or is in one at the moment, it is so difficult, and you will know how difficult it is to just walk away from that situation. So yeah, I found myself with this guy. Everything progressed extremely quickly, and before I knew it, you know, I was fully involved. And initially I didn't realize that it was a major drug operation which was actually going on at the time. In my eyes, I was first just doing favors for him, and it then led on to you know, me obviously becoming aware of what my involvement was. So so then in 2015, when we finally got arrested, I was sent to Holloway prison. and I was remanded for 6 months in Holloway, where I was then sentenced to an 8-year prison sentence for conspiracy to supply Class A. Then from there, I moved to Bronzefield Prison, where I served a majority of my sentence, and then I was moved to an open prison in Kent, which is called East Sutton Park. Now, I know, it's just, honestly, it's such a crazy situation. You know, when I hear myself speaking about it out loud, I think, oh, it's just crazy. It's literally crazy. I will, of course, go more in depth surrounding my offence and my relationship. But I didn't want to bombard you with so much information in the first video, because there is so many moving parts to the story that I just want to be able to take my time and be not rushed through it, be able to explain my story in the best possible way. So yeah, I did obviously want to take my time explaining properly and going through it. So I was actually released from prison. So I got the 8-year prison sentence, and I served 4 years in prison and the remainder 4 years on licence in the community. So then when I was released, I had to attend probation. I would have appointments on a weekly basis, which then went down to every other week and then every month. So yeah, eventually I was seeing probation a lot less, and that was for 4 years. My license ended in September 2019, so I'm officially a free woman, which is fantastic, and have turned my life completely around, from being just a shell of a person that I was when I first went to prison, and now, you know, working through all the trauma and healing. I'm now in such a much better place. I'm working, which is absolutely amazing. So I know you're probably wondering what I do for work. I work as a mentor, and I support young girls who are in care that are currently at risk of being exploited, whether it be criminally, sexually, and due to their behaviours, they are at high risk of potentially going down the criminal justice route and possibly ending up in prison like myself. So as trauma-informed mentors, through our own lived experiences, we support these young girls, and we tailor individual support plans for each of their needs, because they do come with very complex needs, and you know, it's important for us to identify each individual's needs and tailor our sessions, our one-to-one sessions and our group sessions for these young girls in order to be able to support them in the best possible way. It's absolutely incredible. I love my job. I will of course go into that in a lot more detail and document it along the way, so you can see what I'm up to, where I'm going, projects that we've got planned, and I just want to be able to take all of you along this journey with me and document it as best as I can, so you can see the progress. I mean, there's been a huge amount of progress for me just in the last year from when I started social media, which is such a powerful environment in order to get a message across. And for me, the reason why I started my TikTok in the first place was to break down that stigma and that stereotype of women who have been to prison. Because I had this, before I went to prison, I had the same idea in my head in terms of the types of women that go to prison, or the types of people that go to prison, because of what we see on the news, what we watch on TV. And really and truly, from going there and meeting other women just like myself, you know, anybody can end up there. It just literally takes one bad decision away from someone going to prison. That's how easily it can happen. So it's so important for me to be able to change the way we see women in the criminal justice system and show that, You know, we're not bad people. We have just made a bad choice and we found ourselves in shit situations, but you know, it doesn't make us bad people, and we can turn it around and we can move on and we can live a happy, successful, crime-free life. And you know, for me, the most important thing is being able to help and educate and guide and support as many women especially as I can. But you know, whoever watches my stuff, listens to my stories, if I can help in any kind of way, then I feel like it's been worth it. You know, as crazy and as traumatic as my experience was, it has definitely been worth it. And as you might know, my handle and my whole ethos behind what I do is from prison to purpose. That is the quote that I love to go by, because I feel like it says a lot, it's powerful, it hits home, and it actually makes you think, do you know what, yeah, I went to prison, but as a result of that, it's given me a purpose. Because prior to going to prison, I wasn't really sure. You know, I had always worked and had good jobs, but I didn't really know, none of it really fulfilled me. None of it fed my soul and made me happy and content. I was just doing it because it was a job. But this, what I'm doing now, I know is where I'm supposed to be. So I am grateful, you know, for where I am now and what I've learned along the way, because I do genuinely believe it's made me the person I am today. So yeah, for anyone who's watched this video and has listened to me waffle on for a little while, then thank you. I appreciate you. Please hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned, because there is so much more to come. A load of stuff is happening that I've got planned, and obviously, like I said, I want to take you along the journey with me. So please, please, please hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends to tell their friends to follow me, and yeah, just see where this goes. And I am so excited to bring you all along this journey with me. So thank you.